If you're seeing this right now, it means your soul called out and the universe answered. I'm you, the version who already cried the tears you're holding back right now. The version who survived the night you're not sure you'll make it through. I've walked every step of the path you're standing on, and I came back to tell you something that will change everything. Right now, you feel like you're drowning in a sea of your own thoughts. You smile during the day, but shatter in the silence of your room. You tell everyone you're fine while your heart whispers that it's breaking. You're fighting battles no one can see, carrying weight no one acknowledges, bleeding from wounds that leave no scars. Some mornings you wake up and forget why you're even trying. Some nights you lie awake, wondering if anyone would notice if you just disappeared. You feel invisible, forgotten, like you're screaming into a void that never echoes back. But here's what I need you to know. Your pain is not permanent. Your struggle is not meaningless. And the darkness you're sitting in right now is about to birth the most beautiful version of you. But first, you need to hear what's really happening to your heart. Stay with me. Let me hold your heart for a moment and tell you the truth no one else will. You're not broken. You're breaking open. There's a difference. Broken things need fixing. But you, beautiful soul, you're blooming in the ruins of who you used to be. Every person who left you took a piece of the old you with them. Every dream that died made space for a truer one to breathe. Every time you fell apart, you were actually falling into place. I remember the exact moment I felt what you're feeling now. The moment where I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the eyes staring back. Where I felt like a stranger in my own life. Where I wondered if this ache would ever stop. And I want to reach through time and hold you the way no one held me. To tell you that your sensitivity is not weakness. Your tears are not failure. Your exhaustion is not laziness. You're not too much or not enough. You're a soul going through metamorphosis. And transformation has never been gentle. But something magical is happening inside you right now that you can't feel yet. Let me show you what your heart is becoming. Your heart is learning a language that only the awakened understand. It's learning that some endings are actually angels in disguise. That some silences speak louder than 1,000 words ever could. That the loneliest nights are when your soul does its deepest work. Right now you're in the sacred space between who you were and who you're becoming. And it feels like dying because in a way, it is. The old you is dissolving. The you who needed everyone's approval. The you who shrunk yourself to fit into spaces too small for your spirit. The you who carried everyone's pain and forgot your own name. That version is leaving. And I know it hurts. I know it feels like losing yourself. But you're not losing yourself, sweetheart. You're finding yourself underneath all the masks, beneath all the armor, beyond all the roles you played to survive. There's a version of you so pure, so powerful, so breathtakingly authentic that the world isn't ready for them yet, but they're coming, and the pain you feel is just their birth. Here's what nobody tells you about this process, and you need to hear it before you take another step. Nobody tells you that healing feels like homesickness for a place that never existed. That growing feels like grieving. That becoming yourself means saying goodbye to everyone who loved the lie you were living. But here's what I need you to do right now, in this exact moment. If these words are wrapping around your wounds like a gentle hand, if you feel seen for the first time in forever, if tears are forming because finally someone understands, don't let this moment pass. Hit that like button not for me, but for you, as a promise to yourself that you're choosing to stay. Subscribe to this channel because you're going to need these reminders when the world goes quiet again. Turn on notifications because your healing journey needs witnesses, even if they're strangers who care. This community is full of souls just like yours, broken open, beautifully scarred, still showing up. And we're going to walk this path together because what I'm about to tell you next is the part that saved my life. The part that will light up the darkness you're sitting in. The part that will make every tear you've cried worth it. And you deserve to hear every single word. Let me continue holding your heart. There's a version of you waiting on the other side of this pain. And they're so proud of who you're becoming. They're watching you right now with tears in their eyes because they remember this exact moment. They remember the night you almost gave up, the morning you couldn't find a reason to get out of bed, the afternoon you sat in your car, crying before walking into work with a smile. They remember all of it, and they want you to know that every moment of suffering was planting seeds for a garden you can't imagine yet. The nights you spent alone were teaching you how to be your own home. The betrayals were showing you who you are when everyone walks away. The failures were redirecting you toward a purpose so beautiful it required you to be emptied first. You had to lose yourself to find yourself. You had to break free. You had to fall apart to fall into your destiny. And I know that sounds like poetry that doesn't pay bills or heal wounds, but your soul doesn't need logic right now. It needs permission to feel everything without shame, permission to take up space without apology, permission to be a masterpiece still in progress. There's something happening inside you that science can't measure, but your heart knows is real. Let me name it for you. What's happening inside you right now is called becoming. It's the sacred unraveling of everything you thought you knew so truth can finally take root. It's your spirit shedding every identity that wasn't truly yours, every expectation that crushed you, every belief that dimmed your light. You're not having a breakdown. You're having a breakthrough disguised as a breaking point. And the reason it hurts so much is because you're giving birth to yourself. Think about that. You're both the mother and the child in this moment. You're holding yourself through labor pains that no one else can see. You're breathing through contractions of fear and doubt and exhaustion. And soon, so soon, you're going to hold the most authentic version of yourself in your arms and realize every second of pain was worth it. But here's where most beautiful souls lose their way. Right here, in the middle of the mess, when it gets darkest before dawn, they convince themselves that the pain means they're doing something wrong, that the struggle means they should quit, that the loneliness means they're unlovable. Don't you dare believe those lies. Let me tell you what the pain really means. The pain means you're still alive, still feeling, still fighting for a life that matters. It means your heart hasn't given up even when your mind has. It means you're brave enough to walk through fire instead of building a life around it. Every tear you've cried has been watering the soil of your transformation. Every sleepless night has been your soul doing the deep work that daylight can't touch. Every moment you thought you couldn't go on but somehow did. That's not weakness. That's the universe itself moving through you, refusing to let you quit before you see what you're capable of becoming. I wish I could reach through these words and hold you the way you needed to be held every time you fell apart alone. I wish I could tell you exactly when the pain will end, but what I can tell you is this: the you that exists on the other side of this darkness is worth every second of suffering. They love deeper because they know what it's like to be abandoned. They shine brighter because they learn to be their own light. They stand taller because they were knocked down so many times they had no choice but to learn how to rise. You're not going through this for nothing. You're going through this for everything. And there's one more thing you need to understand before you take your next breath. You are not alone in this. Even when it feels like you're the only one fighting invisible wars, even when it seems like everyone else has it figured out, even when the world feels cold and your heart feels heavy, you are held by something bigger than your pain. Call it the universe. Call it love. Call it the collective heartbeat of every soul who ever dared to keep going when giving up felt easier. You are part of an ancient story of transformation that has been unfolding since the beginning of time. And your chapter, this painful, beautiful, messy chapter you're living right now, matters more than you know. So please, keep going. Not because it's easy, but because you're worth fighting for. Keep going because your story isn't over. Keep going because the version of you waiting on the other side is already whispering thank you. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for choosing to feel instead of numb. Thank you for being brave enough to break so you could become. This is your moment. This is your rebirth. This is your reminder that you are loved. You are seen. You are enough exactly as you are. right now, in this moment. Welcome to Psychology Routine, a space where broken hearts come to remember they were always whole. Subscribe and let's heal together. Your transformation is already underway, and it's going to be beautiful.